The spoken word is still the chief means of communication in India. Our sages and saints had been the repositories of our history and literature, which they handed down to succeeding generations orally in all their original pristine purity. Writing was more or less confined to hieroglyphics, engravings on stone and pillars. And calligraphy on palm leaves and tree barks. The advent of paper and printing revolutionized communication and education. The Mughal period is referred to as the paper era. Letters, applications, court orders, royal decrees and the like were recorded on paper and preserved in the court.
Jalaluddin Muhammad Akbar Padshah Ghazi Dari Bakti Naimanat.
Abul Fazl's Ain-e-Akbari gives a detailed description of Akbar's administration. Persian was the court language and consequently the language of the nobility also. As the British East India Company extended its sway all over India, its employees started learning to speak, read and write Persian. With the establishment of British in the various parts of the country. In 1891, all those documents that were kept in different parts were compiled and brought into the safekeeping of the Imperial Record Department, which has emerged as the National Archives of today. The total length of the shelves adds up to 25 kilometers. They are packed end to end with an invaluable collection of ancient records. The inflow is continuous, with the discovery of more documents, records, and books on history, administration, and politics. Scholars and research students can make use of the records that are even more than 30 years old. The Department of Ancient Records has some Sanskrit manuscripts too, in addition to Persian records. Government records in English are stored in their chronological order from the year 1748 onwards. The search is always on for ancient records of historic importance. Who knows, but there may be some invaluable documents lying hidden among the old dusty papers in the old boxes that lie discarded in your attic. The Inayat Jung collection of more than 137,000 manuscripts is an invaluable storehouse of information on Mughal administration in the Deccan. To the student of current history, the personal papers of eminent contemporary personalities are as important as official documents. What with continuous additions to the collection and the increase in the number of visiting scholars and research students, the space available in the National Archives building has become inadequate. Plans for the expansion of the building are ready. Soon, there will be a new library, a new technical wing, and more facilities for both scholars and employees. Annually, about 700 scholars from all over the country and abroad come here to carry out research on a variety of subjects. The subjects range from the impact of tourism on the financial conditions in the Brahmaputra Valley to agricultural labor and slavery in Tamil Nadu in 19th century, or say urbanization of the Western Himalayas. This institution is a storehouse of some 200,000 rare books, books that contain valuable information about India's past, a real treasure house to the seekers of truth. Photocopying and microfilming arrangements are there to preserve the contents of the records for posterity. The various records are microfilmed as a matter of routine. The collection also includes microfilms of documents on India from other countries. Such films are procured on an exchange basis. All books, records and manuscripts are protected by regular fumigation. Most of the old records that reach the National Archives are in a precarious condition. The paper is yellowish and brittle, and then the havoc wrought about by white ants has to be reckoned with. They are first treated through a special process. Each page is then covered with a thin, protective layer. The layer can be put by hand or by machine. The National Archives have evolved a new process for hand layering of papers. It is an easy and inexpensive way of preserving old paper. The National Archives conducts a one-year diploma course and a short-term course on archives. It is the only institution of its kind in the world which imparts such training. The National Archives also brings out a biannual magazine, which enables scholars to keep themselves abreast of the latest developments in the field. Regular exhibitions of these collections are also arranged. They help to revive popular interest in our history. In 1891, Calcutta saw the birth of this institution in the establishment of the Imperial Records Department. In 1911, the archives began to transfer the collection to Delhi, the new capital of India. The shifting was completed in 1937. Here in Delhi, the past and the present meet. Delhi, the capital of many mighty empires, a city of magnificent historic monuments built by Tughlaq and Lodi sultans and by the great Mughal emperors, monuments that proclaim the glory of India's past. The British rulers too did not lag behind. They built New Delhi to match the grandeur of their empire. Delhi is a living symbol of the several upheavals in India's history. The documents treasured in the National Archives of India are not confined to the history of Delhi alone. It is the history of the whole of India. Yes, it is truly a national institution, a great heritage.
Thank you.